Hi, welcome to our league match versus Radoxia. I think we're going to go back to playing 4 at the back. Let's go with this. I do think as well we just won't back off quite so much at the start. We really don't want to concede that early goal. Just wonder whether Salah should be on the bench. Have that defensive option. I think he probably should. So I think this is okay. I think this is one of those matches where you take a draw if offered at the start for us, I think. Ooh. Oh no, of all the matches to get a disallowed goal, it had to be this one. Oh, it's just so, it's crazy how it really is. I think there's like a massively high % chance that will just be defining, a completely defining moment in this match. We got to back off because he's going to end up overrunning us. If we had got that goal, we could not be in this position. I think we could continue to close them down. I think we could make our subs earlier as our players tired, and I think we could just really try to close out that 1-goal lead. But yeah, not to be. So now we have to change. We have to think more about the fact that we still got to try and score. Just would have. I think we could have translated that goal into a victory. I honestly believe it. Just not 100% for sure. Obviously, I just think. Well, I think our record speaks for itself. Basically, we've closed out a lot of 1-0 wins this season. I think we could have done it again. The team's very tight when we set up to be tight anyway, and we had nice defensive options as well. Really, the stage was set. It really was, I think, to convert that. And now, I think, again, we're just back to that situation where I'm saying, well, I think we just accept the draw to a degree here. Obviously it's not ideal, but I just think that just not in a position to take any risks here. I mean, if they score, it all changes. Obviously, we've got to take risks, but I think it's too risky to take risks, basically, and we just have to not take them. just continue for time. Just going to pause. It's going to get fresh when you're on. I think a fresh. Defender on now. And I think we really are at that stage of the match where we're just thinking more one eye on the draw here than the win. You know what, I think we just do take a bit of a risk ourselves here. We will bring on another fresh attacking player and just hope that we don't get an injury. Because they've overcommitted. Well, okay, now they've gone back. But before that they had overcommitted, so we're just thinking, you know what, let's just see if we can take that little risk and get a goal. Gosh, just couldn't quite do it. I know we've probably been on, I mean, I know they've had more of the match than us, but it really just felt like that basically feels that way. Yeah. It's just a real shame, I think. It's just defining. I mean, it really was. I feel like we could have closed that match out 1-0. But that's just the way it goes, I guess. I mean, it's really, I'd say, I mean, in any match really, I think it would always be defining, I think, in this league, but in this match in particular, just a bit more so. Just a bit more so, really. But this is the thing, it's just more than having this conversation with someone the other day, actually. It's more than anything, it's more about, you know, when all matches are tight like this, it's really more about luck management than anything else. I mean, if a match is super close and super tight, like pretty much all of our matches are at the moment, then it really just comes down to not so much who is the luckiest or who is the unluckiest. I mean, obviously being lucky helps as opposed to being unlucky. That obviously makes a big difference. But that's, to a degree, that's sort of outside of your control, whether you are going to be lucky or unlucky. What is in your control, though, is to make sure that if we do get lucky, that we convert that good luck, that good fortune, we convert it into a win. So in the case, this match is actually a pretty good example of that, quite frankly. Not for us, though, unfortunately. So if you flip this all around, obviously we're unlucky to get that disallowed goal, which inherently means that our opponent was lucky. And our opponent has taken that piece of good fortune and converted that into a win, basically. A match that I don't know if we had scored first whether we would have won, but I do honestly think there's be a way more than 50% chance, based on how the matches have played out this season, a way more than 50% chance I think that we would have got something out of the match. I think we would have won or drawn. I think we would have had, you know, not 100%, but just more than 50%, basically, way more than 50%. And, you know, and when that's taken away, and then you're back to 0-0, and the fact that we still got to find a goal from somewhere that we may not be able to find, quite frankly, because we just weren't really doing enough, not even close to enough to be guaranteed to score a goal. So in particular, it was even more, it's like amplified really, because if you know that you're probably not going to concede another goal from their perspective, and we know that we're probably not going to score another goal, whilst at the same time we were pretty tight defensively, pretty solid, it was, in a match like this, it was completely defining. In a completely open-ended match that ends up 4-2 or 5-6 or something, like some two really attacking teams and all the goals flying in everywhere, obviously like a disallowed goal or not scoring a goal for whatever reason, being one goal less than you otherwise would be, obviously matters still, but it just matters a lot more in a match that has only one goal instead of 6 goals or 7 goals, basically. It's like infinitely more valuable a goal is in a match like this than it is in a match with a lot more goals. So it was like a really big event, and something that, you know, had we have been lucky and sort of got that goal, then I think we might have been able to put that, you know, fortune to good use. But as it turns out, like I said, we didn't get it. We were unlucky, I guess you could put it that way, which inherently means our opponent was lucky, and they've converted their good fortune into a win. And I think a lot of it is about that. It's to make sure that when something does go your way, that you get all the rest of your ducks in a row to make sure that that doesn't go to waste. Like in our case, if we got that goal, we would have known, for example, that we got the goal against the run of play. We were very lucky to be winning, and we are being outplayed, and would have all of those factors in mind when we had that goal, and we would play knowing that we're in a position of good fortune here. We're extremely fortunate to be winning 1-0. Let's not attack, let's not play like we're playing, let's not do the same thing because it isn't working. We're lucky to be winning, let's change it, let's go defensive, whatever. But yeah, we never got to do that. We have got to do that in other matches this season. And I think literally in every single case that we score first, we've won, I think, this season. I think that is just true. We have really managed to convert, and all of those, 4 of those 5 league matches that we've won are 1-0 wins. And I think the other one, something like that. So I think we've just done a really good job of doing that this season. Who only knows what would have happened this match? Obviously, it's just speculation. At the end of the day, could have been allowed. They could have gone more attacking, taken the game to us, and ended up beating us 10-1 or something. Who only knows? You just don't know. You can never know for sure, obviously. So, just sort of saying what we believe. We might have lost, obviously, by any margin. I'm just saying I think there was more than a 50% chance that we would have at least got a draw out of this match if that had been included. And in particular, I think that basically means that, well, we're further down, obviously, and it puts it, I don't know, still early days yet. At the end of the day, it's just one match at a time. Try and win each one. And to a degree, I think we would have taken a draw in that match because it was a tough match and things are a little bit different. But you could argue that realistically, as long as the match was relatively balanced at the end, which it actually was, mind you, as long as that was the case, the score was tied, it still would have been the correct decision to try to go for the win and risk losing in a league at this point with these standings. It would have made sense to take the chance to get 3 points instead of 1 at the expense of possibly getting none. It would have been worth it for sure. So, and that probably isn't something that we would have done, and that would have been a mistake as well. So just pointing that one out. So cheers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you for the next match.